Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
I guess we've just gotten a new alternative open for the show. Right? From Pathead Frugal Fuel's son. Yeah. Created an alternate version of the theme. And this is it.
I like this. How smooth is that?
That's good.
That is good stuff.
Yeah. I like the photo of the player, too. That's like a little piano there. It wasn't...
I think it was programmed into that machine there.
Is it programmed? That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Is that
with
was
the
just
little,
a player kind of...
With the Goya coconut water and the Trump bobblehead thing. Good stuff.
Like that. That's good. All right. Got this tweet out from Mini Bomber 3. So I guess this ends it right now. Enough debates.
Uh-oh.
Just go out and get it already. It protects you, your family, and everyone in the community. It's been scientifically, mathematically, and statistically proven to make you and everyone safer. Not really. The communities that got them are overwhelmingly safer. The chances of side effects or accidents are so unbelievably small that it's completely absurd to not get one already. Quit being selfish. Quit arguing online and go purchase a firearm.
Oh, curveball at the end.
Yeah, it sure was. Sure was.
That is
because
how
you thought it was going to be a vaccine situation.
That's how they argue.
That's how they argue. Right there.
Yeah.
Quit being selfish.
And it's beautiful how we are scum of the earth. Right. We are scum of the earth if you don't want to go and get a vaccine to protect others. Don't you care about others? You just called me scum for not getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
You don't care for others, obviously. Oh, stop with the faux outrage, people. And faux concern. It's a vax cult, Pat.
It's really kind of scary. It's really kind of scary. I mean, everybody should just be able to, if it's like that argument that woman had last week with herself. That was so well done. I mean, there have been so many bizarre things that we have found out about this vaccine where you can still pass it on to people. You can still get the disease. You can still die from it. You can still go to the hospital from it. It probably lessens the chance of those things happening. But getting the vaccine is no safeguard. It doesn't provide any certainty that you're not going to get sick or that you're not going to make others sick. In fact, you might have a better chance of making people sick if you got the vaccine.
Higher viral load. Yeah, and that's not how it was sold.
Not at all.
It was sold as Kevlar vest for COVID. And now it's like, no, it's not supposed to do that. Oh my gosh. Stop.
No, of course it was supposed to do that. It was supposed to protect you from the disease like 95% of the time. If you're taking the Pfizer or Moderna, it was 95%.
That's why people were taking off their masks, saying, look, I'm done, I'm free, I'm safe now, I can go and live my life again.
Yeah. Now, Lamar Jackson from the Baltimore Ravens has gotten it twice.
He sure has.
I initially heard he had been vaccinated, but then yesterday I heard somebody say he hasn't been. Should look into that. Because if he's been vaccinated and now got it twice, that's pretty bad. And it's pretty darn bad.
Non-committal about COVID vaccine after contracting virus for a second
obviously
time.
he hasn't gotten it.
Well, do we know that?
No, but if he's non-committal, of course he would have said, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, because then, the practice facility and access to that. Yeah, you're right.
Do we have that woman who argues with herself back and forth on the vaccine?
Well, we have a different one. Do you want the one?
Yeah, one of the original one.
Okay, here we go.
This one.
No. Why? Why didn't you get it? What if you catch COVID? The vaccine doesn't stop you from catching COVID. Why are you being so selfish? What if you catch it and give it to me? But you've been vaccinated. Yeah, but you can still give it to me. What's the vaccine for then? It'll stop you from getting really sick and dying if you catch it. So if I catch it and give it to you, but you've already had the vaccine, It'll still stop you from getting really sick and dying. Exactly. That's why you should get it. That's why I should get it. But you got it already. But if you catch it, you could get sick and die. So by not getting the vaccine, the only person I'm putting at risk is myself of getting sick and dying. No, you're putting me at risk. Didn't you already get the vaccine so you won't get sick and die, even if I gave it to you? But you could give it to someone who can't be vaccinated. But so could someone who's been vaccinated, because the vaccine doesn't stop you from getting COVID. Just do it, okay?
Yeah. Just do it, okay?
It's the right thing to do. Just do it, okay?
Seriously.
Well, no, I don't want to. And then you're selfish again.
Make your decision.
We go right back to the beginning of the whole thing.
And leave the rest of us alone.
Jeez. And now we've got this back to school thing. I would be so pissed if my kids were going back to school and they were expected to wear the mask. There's just no way. No way. Wouldn't be doing it. And I can't believe that for a second straight year, they're going to try to make these kids wear masks when they go to school.
Yeah.
Jeez.
A lot of big developments on the
I can't believe it.
mask front. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hardly any of the children, any children in this country have died due to COVID-19. You know what the number is? Let's see. 0 to 4 years. Number of deaths due to, this is influenza.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got
the number of children. We talked yesterday about the number of children. It was 335.
Yeah. Well, we updated that number because those weeks that were listed were a couple of weeks old.
Okay, so now it's 349. Okay, 14 more have died since then. So 349 kids aged 0 to 17. What are the flu deaths in that 0 to 17 age group?
Yeah, this is from the 2018-2019 flu season. These numbers you're about to read.
477. More than 100 more.
So
We're talking about almost 130. It's 128 more people.
And that's in a flu season. And that's compared to a year and a half of COVID deaths in that age range. More flu deaths in the 2018-2019 flu season than COVID in the last 18 months.
Why haven't we shut down schools and made masks mandatory up until this point? Because people are dying of the flu. Why? This is so bizarre. It is so out of control. And we've lost all perspective in this thing.
Yeah. Florida, the school districts down there are trying to implement masks, and you've got DeSantis saying, yeah, sure, you can do that, and then you won't get paid. We won't be sending you paychecks if you force students to do that. Texas, Governor Abbott has said that no masks, and Judge Jenkins, he's
Dallas
back.
Yeah. The judges here, by the way, aren't really, it's not a judge like you consider a judge. It's like a commissioner. So anyway, he has said that they have to wear masks.
And that starts Monday. School starts Monday. That's when the clash in Texas is going to happen.
Monday.
Yeah. Illinois went back to school yesterday, and a mom posted a picture of her kids who showed up without masks and were promptly given suspension, sent home. And that's how people are going to have to do it en masse if you're going to stop this madness.
Oh, there's their little cuties right now.
They're very cute kids.
There they are.
And there's their suspensions slips.
Smiling as they hold their suspension slip.
And isn't that great? You can actually see their smiles because they're not wearing stupid masks.
Yes. Yeah, and you can tell they're cute kids because they're not wearing masks.
Yeah, and Fauci was asked, by Hugh Hewitt yesterday, this mask, man, are they not screwing up our kids in multiple ways? Which is the point we've been making. Mm-hmm. Here's the quote from Fauci. Hopefully this will be a temporary thing. Temporary enough that it doesn't have any lasting negative impact on them.
So it's already been way more than temporary.
Right.
Temporary is like a couple of days or a week.
And hopefully it won't have any lasting impact on them. This man is evil in so many ways.
He absolutely sucks. But we do have another woman who explains the current conversation in America about the vaccine.
All you have to do is take the shot and everything will go back to normal. I don't know. The science keeps changing, which I know is totally typical, but I think I'd like to wait. I'll take it. Great. I knew you were smart. Your choice. And you're not as smart as I thought you were. Now what happens? Well, you can now take off your mask. So I'm protected now, right? I can't get it. Precious, you can't get it. And I can't spread it. I'm saving all my neighbors. Of course, you're a real hero. We'll see about that. I'm flagging you for misinformation. Be quiet. Only a pandemic now because of people like you. You're the danger. So we have new science. I knew it. Oh, what is it? I'm gonna need you to put your mask back on. What? Why? I thought I was protected. Well, it was never really meant to keep you from getting it, just to keep you from getting super sick. But you said that the old man was wrong, okay? Put your mask back on. I thought I was protecting my neighbor. The science changes. Turns out your viral load is just as much as dum-dum over here. You really ask them for the data behind what they're asking you to do. Zip it! Just put the mask back on. Just gonna keep doing what he says. There, that's a good girl. Your choice, I suppose.
Yep, there we are.
Yeah. That's what's happening.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And then they expect us just to blindly follow them and just to fall in line. Or we're conspiracy nuts. We're crazies. We're out of control. We're anti-government. We're anti-vaxxers. Shut up. Just pathetic. It's lunacy. Listener sent this to us regarding our government and mask mandates.
Yeah, the movie clip here. Watch this. This is perfectly sums up America today.
As for you, my brother, back to the prison you shall go, and into the mask you hate. Wear it until you love it! And die in it.
Yeah, that's little prophecy there from, what was that called? Was it Mask?
Man in the Iron Mask.
Man in the Iron Mask.
I thought that was
that's great.
Perfectly stated.
It's great.
And till you love it. Yeah. And you'll die in it.
All right.
Which is what we're going to do. And that's kind of the point Rand Paul made when he made this impassioned rant online. I don't know that you want to play it or not, but the point is, he says they can't arrest us all. I mean, the only way to stop this madness is by stopping.
It's pretty good. Here's what he had. I know that Dace played this yesterday, but it's worth hearing again.
It's time for us to resist. They can't arrest all of us. They can't keep all of your kids home from school. They can't keep every government building closed, although I've got a long list of ones they might keep closed or ought to keep closed. We don't have to accept the mandates, lockdowns, and harmful policies of the petty tyrants and bureaucrats. We can simply say no. Not again.
Right.
Nancy Pelosi, you will not arrest or stop me or anyone on my staff from doing our jobs. We have either had COVID, had the vaccine, or been offered the vaccine.
Or both.
We will make our own health choices. We will not show you a passport. We will not wear a mask. We will not be forced into random screenings and testings so you can continue your drunk with power reign over the Capitol. President Biden, we will not accept your agency's mandates or your reported moves towards a lockdown. No one should follow the CDC's anti-science mask mandates. And if you want to shut down federal agencies again, some of which aren't even back to work yet, I will stop every bill coming through the Senate with an amendment to cut their funding if they don't come back to work in person.
Good.
Local bureaucrats and union bosses, we will not allow you to do more harm to our children again this year. Children are not at any more risk from COVID than they are from the seasonal flu.
Right.
Every
in fact,
adult
less,
who works in schools
by the way.
has either had the vaccine or had their chance to get vaccinated. There is no reason for mask mandates, part-time schools, or any lockdown measures. Children are falling behind in school and are being harmed physically and psychologically by the tactics that you have used to keep them from the classroom during the last year. We won't allow it again. If a school system attempts to keep children from full-time in-person school, I will hold up every bill with two amendments, one to defund them and another to allow parents the choice of where the money goes for their child's education. Do I sound fed up to you?
Yes.
That's because I am.
Me too.
I'm not a career politician. I practiced medicine for 33 years. I graduated from Duke Medical School. I've worked in emergency rooms. I've studied immunology and virology.
Impressive.
And I ultimately chose to become an eye surgeon. I've been telling everyone for a year now that Dr. Fauci and other public health bureaucrats were not following the science. And I've been proven right time and time again.
Yes.
But I'm not the only one who's fed up.
Who else?
I can't go anywhere these days without people coming up and thanking me for standing up for them.
Bet that's true.
Whether I'm at work or at events in Kentucky, at airports, in restaurants, or in stores, people thank me for taking a stand. They thank me for standing up for actual science, for standing up for freedom, for standing against mandates, lockdowns, and bureaucratic power grabs. I think the tide is turning as more and more people are willing to stand up. I see stories from across the country of parents standing up to the unions and school boards. I see brave moms standing up and saying, my kids need to go back to school in person. I see members of Congress refusing to comply with petty tyrant Pelosi. We are at a moment of truth and a crossroads. Will we allow these people to use fear and propaganda to do further harm to our society, economy, and children? Or will we stand together and say, absolutely not. Not this time. I choose freedom.
It's good stuff.
That's leadership right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is taking your platform and using it wisely, Rambo.
And he's right. It's been a year and a half. Okay? Enough. Enough of the nonsense.
Yeah.
And it's never enough for them, though.
Yes.
It's never enough. They're not going to relinquish this power that they've gained here.
No, state of Washington has just mandated, the governor signed a thing that says you got to October 18th if you want to remain a state employee in the state of Washington to get your
October
vaccine.
18th, or you're gone.
Well, actually, he said you got to October 4th because you have to wait 2 weeks before you can come to work. So you will be terminated on October 18th if you haven't been vaccinated by then. Yeah.
So if you get vaccinated on the 17th, tough.
I guess.
You're going?
I don't know. My point is,
Yeah, your
Washington
point
State is the first domino to fall, just like they were when this whole lockdown stuff started. They were the first ones.
And they won't be the last.
And they won't be the last. Don't be scared when you hear the numbers out of Florida today, because the CDC said, oh my gosh, record cases on Sunday in the state of Florida. And then the state of Florida Health Department quickly said, yeah, you guys just combined 3 days. Oh, look, there's the tweet right there. Yeah, you took multiple days and combined them into one for your statistic. We anticipate the CDC is going to correct this record. So don't fall for the scare tactics out there either. Just
amazing.
I mean, this is, what do you want? Freedom or fear? That's where we're at right now. It's time to choose.
To have the freedom. I would like to have the freedom.
Yep.
I don't know if there's enough of us that want the freedom, though.
That's the scary thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We've capitulated too many times. And we've given them too much territory. And so it'll be our fault if we lose this country as a result of this, because we didn't stand up in time. So now's the time. Now's the time to stand up. And here's the thing. You lose your job, there are 10 million others out there. Literally, I read yesterday, 10.1 million jobs that are open. That's why restaurants are having such a difficult time staying open. They can't. They don't have enough employees. They can't fill the shifts. It's the same at car dealerships. It's all over the place. There are jobs everywhere.
You just gave me an idea. I hope somebody will take this and run with it. Novaxjobs.com. That's where employers who won't require you to get a vaccine
That'd be great.
should post all their job listings.
That would be great.
Separated into region, state, city. Oh my goodness. Is that domain available?
If Monster didn't do that, or who's the other one that... any of these job services don't do that, somebody should start that up, because that would be an instant smash. Yep. Let me tell you about Omega XL. This is stuff that it's all natural, and if you're like me, that might make you skeptical on it, although you shouldn't be, because I was skeptical and put off trying it for a long time. And so the pain in my elbow that was brought on by inflammation, I could touch my elbow and feel that it was hot, so I knew it was inflamed. And the pain would radiate down my arm, and it got to the point where I couldn't lift anything with my left arm. I was essentially a one-armed person at that point. And finally, I broke down and tried it, took the Omega XL, which is omega fatty acids from the pristine waters around New Zealand. And it doesn't have that fishy aftertaste. I was told, you won't get that with this, and I didn't. And after about a week, the pain subsided, and after 2 weeks, it was gone. Just really great stuff. This could work for you and be a game changer for you in your life. Go to omegaxl.com/Pat. omegaxl.com/Pat. When you buy your first bottle of Omega XL, you get the second one free. OmegaXL.com/Pat or 800-844-4888.
Pat Gray.
Oregon's governor has signed a new law allowing students, what is the point of school? Allowing students to graduate without proving they can read, write, or do math. So you haven't learned a single thing in the 12 years of school? Congratulations. Here's your diploma. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Well, then what is the point?
I bet they graduate knowing a lot of stuff about how to recycle.
Okay, yeah. They know that America sucks.
Yep. Critical race theory is probably big on that list.
Right? They know if they're white, they don't deserve anything they have, and they're evil. So they know those things.
They
I
learn that.
guess that's the point of school.
They learned about genders and how there's 400 of them or so.
Yeah, whatever. Why would we limit it to 400? I say there's an infinite number of genders.
I apologize. Caveman thinking over here.
Right. Just take some time, Keith. You'll come around.
I'll work on it.
Governor Kate Brown dropped the requirement that students demonstrate they have achieved those essential skills by signing Senate Bill 744 into law. She declined again Friday to comment on why she supported suspending the proficiency requirements. The bill was not entered into the legislative database until July 29th, a departure from the standard practice of updating the public database the same day a bill is signed. Charles Boyle, the governor's deputy communications director, said the governor's staff told legislative staff the same day the governor signed the bill.
Didn't tell the public.
But Boyle said in an emailed statement that suspending the reading, writing, and math proficiency requirements will benefit. Are you? Oh, good God.
Right. Is this not the most?
I can't take it. I can't. How insulting is this?
That's the word.
How discriminatory. How racist.
How do people not see this?
This will benefit Oregon's Black, Latino, Latina, Latinx, Indigenous, Asian, Pacific Islander, tribal, and students of color. How? How will it benefit them? Because none of them can read, write, or do math? They're too dumb? That's unconscionable.
Honestly, what are they saying there?
What are you? That's what they're saying. They're saying they're too stupid, and we don't want them to be held back by the fact that they can't learn. This is unreal. He added, leaders from those communities have advocated time and again for equitable graduation standards, along with expanded learning opportunities and support. So the learning opportunity is that you don't have to learn anything? Wow. It will benefit Oregon's Black, Latino, Latina, Latinx, Indigenous, Asian, Pacific Islander, tribal, and students of color.
Madness.
I would, and nobody had the giblets to ask them how? How's it going to benefit those people? By not having to learn to read and write and do math. How?
What can you say?
I don't know.
I mean, that is
Nothing.
the most racist policy explanation.
Yeah.
In fact, not just
Yes.
policy, but the way they tried to explain it.
I didn't, for some reason, and I should have, I didn't see that coming.
Oh.
I thought, what? Okay. All right, so you've done this because you don't have confidence in the BIPOCs that they can learn anything, that they don't read, they don't write. Well, no wonder they don't have ID.
Isn't this fun?
It is fun. It is. These are the most racist people on this planet. And they get away with it somehow. How do you get away with that? There's no conservative that would ever say, we can't have those requirements because blacks and Hispanics can't read. Oh, they'd be drummed out of existence.
I mean, we've said this. I mean, the power of the D, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's invincible.
It means they can literally get away with any kind of racism.
Or anything.
Or virtually
sexism.
anything. Murder.
Anything. Murder.
See the Clintons.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, my.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my gosh. It's insanity. It's insanity. How is it that the parents of these black students and Hispanics and Asian Pacific Islanders, all of these people, How is it they don't stand up and say, what are you talking about? Excuse me. Why is that a benefit to us? Why? How? What are you saying there?
Well, they've heard
My
from
kid
leaders.
can't read?
They've heard from leaders of the community, Pat. Because the leaders in the community are always speaking for the parents and the children's best interests, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess so.
I don't think so.
I guess they are, because they don't get any feedback. They don't get any blowback from these communities, it seems to me.
Madness, man.
And that's what it's going to take. You know, you and I talking about it.
Right.
And saying, wow, that is outrageous and that's racist. And I'm insulted on their behalf. That doesn't mean a thing. They won't care. But if people of color start saying that, then it would have an impact. But I don't hear the deafening roar. There should be one. There absolutely should be one. It's a dang shame that they're not taking a stand on that and standing up for themselves.
In mass.
Jeez.
I mean, there are voices in the wilderness out there that do that. But, yeah, you're going to have to...
Yeah, it's the usual suspects that have all been blown off as not being black anyway. You know, like Candace Owens and Lawrence Jones and those kinds of people who speak out.
Because they can pick you off one by one.
Yeah, they can.
You gotta.
But if you stood up in mass
and
said, this is absolute, this is the most racist thing I've ever heard. What are you saying?
This is to Rand Paul's point about mandates and stuff. You know, they can't arrest us all.
Wow. Wow. 888-900-3393. Between that and the mask thing, heading back to school. What a super fun school year this is going to be. John Legend tweeted out that, this is John Legend who went to the Obama party over the weekend.
Say what?
Yeah. Being unvaccinated and or unmasked at a large indoor gathering is like literally begging to get COVID. Please don't do that to yourself, your family, or your neighbors.
But he said that way back when.
Oh, how old were you on August 2nd?
There's no way to calculate. Well, for me, there actually is no way for me to calculate that.
No.
That was way back on August 2nd.
2nd of 2021.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's ancient history.
Right.
Were there dinosaurs still roaming the planet?
Like
on August 2nd, 2021?
That was last Monday. I got to be honest with you. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast. Well, of course I know what I had for breakfast. That was a bad example.
Because you have the same thing for breakfast every day.
Basic 4, baby.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't remember dinosaurs, but John Legend made that proclamation. So then what happened?
So, then over the weekend, he went to the Obama party, as I mentioned, naked-faced, completely unmasked. He didn't have a mask on. And he and his nasty bully wife.
You got to always say it like that.
Yeah.
Nasty bully wife.
Chrissy Teigen. And their child showed up without masks.
Yeah.
Went to the Obama celebration with hundreds of people there. Oh, it was scaled back. Really? How far was it scaled back? We saw the photos. There were many, many people there.
Yeah.
Hundreds of people there. Scaled back. That's why they don't give you a number.
Right, exactly. No, because the caterer was probably told 2 people less on your staff.
Yes.
And that way we can go to the press and tell the truth.
Yeah, they were going to, in addition to the 500 people that were invited, there were 200 staff members. 200.
Wow. That I didn't know that.
Yeah,
number.
these are the people who are all about equality, equal opportunities, and equal outcomes, and if it has to be equitable, or it's just not fair.
Flying in on their private jets, John Kerry, after
every single one of them,
climate change,
and then lying about it. He said he came in on a ferry.
Wait, a flying ferry?
No.
Is that what that is? The airplane is a flying ferry?
Maybe he named his private jet the Flying Ferry. That could be.
Now, that would be a good name for a racehorse right there, the Flying Ferry.
And not only is there that hypocrisy, but check out Rashida Tlaib. We just have a few seconds in the segment, but here's Rashida Tlaib at
Sunday night. Way back on Sunday night. Yeah, so.
Dancing, no mask, touching people around her, not social distancing. I'm telling you, their rules.
They're laughing at us, man.
They don't apply to them. Their rules apply to only us, not them, because, they're elite. They're elite.
And every time you comply, they're just laughing and feeling more empowered to do it again.
You bet. Thanks for being with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I just can't get over. I can't get over the Oregon situation.
Yeah.
Where the governor just signed a bill that says you don't have to pass a proficiency test to graduate from high school. You know, they call this the soft racism of low expectation. This is not soft. This is bold-faced, hardcore racism. They can't read or write or do math. They can't get an ID. They can't get into a good college without our help. They can't find decent jobs without our help. They can't support their family without our help. It's just racism. Plain and simple racism. Some tweets here. Tobin for Pope campaign. Our local school district voted for 100% masking indoors, regardless of vaccination status, K through 12, with no mechanism in place to end it, despite no state mandate. Yeah, I think that's going to happen all over the place. There's no end in sight. Tweets. Just got an email at work that said we are not mandating masks as of now, but we will do what the county tells us to do. I got a feeling I'll be unemployed soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's what so many entities are doing. We'll do whatever the CDC tells us to do.
That way they pass the buck.
I mean, that is not leadership
right
at
up
all.
the line.
Especially when churches do that. Good grief, stop it.
Mostly rowdy introvert asking those with natural immunity to take a jab that's 2 to 4 times more likely to cause side effects while providing no added protection so you can feel better is what is truly selfish.
Amen.
Lori F&D tweets, according to Jen Psaki Pasaks, all kindergartners love wearing masks all day because a 5-year-old setting health policy is still more logical than anything the POTUS says.
Mm-hmm. That's funny, actually. That's true.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So
this is the White House messaging.
Yeah, they've got some messaging going on now. They're enlisting influencers, which is the dumbest word ever, from social media.
YouTube influencers. I guess these are people who influence us. That's why they're
influence
influencers.
Me.
I've never been influenced by an influencer.
Thank you.
I've never done a thing they've
Obviously,
told me
they
to do.
suck at their job then.
I guess so.
But yet they're enlisted to get people to get vaccinated now.
Here's the message, though.
Gosh.
One sec. Democracy's calling. See you, Daddy. Bye.
Hi, my name is Cooper, and this is a day in my life as a White House intern.
And you're gross.
Oh, my gosh.
We did a joke. Hey, everyone. Vogue.
Usually I start off with a big coffee. Sorry, they're like really strict in here.
Hey, Jenny. I booked you a nail appointment, love.
Yeah, I didn't tell you to do that.
It's called Initiative. Hi, White House. This is Cooper. I don't think so. Oh, doesn't matter.
This is actually the entrance to the West Wing. This is so fun, and it's really prestigious.
Hey, POTUS.
This is Hunger Games, by the way.
Are you still here?
No. We've come a long way in our fight against this virus. We've vaccinated 160 million Americans. Are you getting this all down?
Don't worry, Queen. It's all right here.
Cooper.
Sorry, Miss Jen. And Jen, don't forget to have fun. Spirit fingers, Mama. We need to get shots in the arms of every single American.
Well, it's not going to happen.
Comment if you want me to make more of these.
Okay, you got a caricature of a human being there. That is pathetic.
I mean, take me back to District 12. I'm ready to go back.
That's seriously pathetic.
That's the Capitol. I mean, that guy is right out of Hunger Games, and he's in our White House making stupid videos.
But we're not supposed to comment on any of that.
Well, no, he did say, comment if you want me to make more.
Flamboyant. Please don't. That's my comment. Please don't. No. Just stop.
Help us.
And are you familiar with Jonathan Simpson? This guy's everywhere. He's been really busy. Here's Officer Jonathan Simpson. He was at the Capitol on January 6th. Helped put down the Trump fascist insurrection.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Oh, then there's my cousin, Dr. Jonathan Simpson.
Wait, he's a doctor too?
Yeah. He's getting a lot of hate right now because he's rightfully telling people they need to mask up to stop the spread. Please like or retweet to let him know you care. Same guy. Then, this is Army Private Jonathan Simpson.
Wait, how does the man find the time?
Man, he's, like I said, he's busy. He's everywhere, like Chicken Man. He's refusing to take the vaccine due to religious objections. Now that POTUS is making it mandatory, he's concerned he'll be discharged. He just wants to serve his country. Please share this. 1 like equals 1 respect.
Okay, look at this. Okay.
Oh boy, that's not it though. There's also firefighter Jonathan Simpson. He went on vacation, I would say, in Florida, where Santis lifted mask mandates, but wore his mask the whole time. It didn't matter.
Oh no.
He now has advanced pulmonary ligma.
What?
Retweet if you think the mask mandates should be permanent.
Who's a cop, a doctor, a soldier, a firefighter,
and a person who went on vacation.
Oh no!
Wore a mask the whole time, still got it.
DeSantis killed him, or he's on his way out?
Well, yeah, he's not dead yet.
Yeah.
But you see him there in this hospital bed. With pulmonary ligma.
He's got some conflicting views, too. How would you like your stock image used like that all over the world on social media to make political points?
Wow, it just shows you how bogus it is, too.
Yep. And that is, okay. This guy in the White House trying to do the little influencing, or the stock photos of Jonathan Simpson, which is least effective?
That's a tough one.
Don't believe everything that you read.
That really is a tough one. Sheesh. The variants now could be named after star constellations, too, when the Greek alphabet runs out, according to the WHO COVID chief.
They're already planning more and more and more.
The new coronavirus variants could be named after star constellations. In an interview with the Telegraph, Maria Van Kerkhove, the WHO's technical chief for COVID-19, said the UN Health Agency was already looking at new names for mutations amid fears there will be more concerning variants than the 24 letters of the Greek alphabet.
They got a plan for us. We're living their plan.
Yeah. That system, of course, was introduced in late May. So far, 11 mutations have been named, 4 variants of concern, including Delta and Beta, 4 variants of interest, such as Eta and Lambda.
Oh, is that like a tropical depression? So
yeah,
it's not a storm yet.
Right.
It's just of interest out in the Gulf.
Then we have Epsilon, Zeta, and Theta. I didn't know we already had those. Thought to be of interest, but since downgraded.
Oh.
But as the coronavirus continues to mutate, it's possible there's going to be more key strains than available letters. Dr. Van Kerkhove said star constellations are the current frontrunner to follow the Greek alphabet, suggesting we could see one day we could see variants known as Aries, Gemini, or Orion. Now, because you cannot say the name of a country, you can't do that. It is so racist to say, like, the China flu. Oh my gosh.
What if white people live in the country? Then can we do that? Can we name them after, like, UK? And,
no. Well, yes, UK
yes,
is fine because there's just white people there mostly. So
well,
we can probably do that.
It's kind of changing. Bad example, I guess. Yeah. So
unreal.
Yeah, it's
so we got that going for us.
Yeah.
Now.
People are scared because we're gonna run out of letters.
Let me tell you about something really good in your life. Well, it can be if you order some Built Bar. You're gonna love this. If you like a good snack throughout the day, you start getting those intense hunger pains late morning, early mid-afternoon, then you pull out a Built Bar and it saves the day for you. It's delicious and it curbs that hunger pang. When you talk to a Built Bar fan, they're really passionate about their flavors, and it's because everything tastes so good. They really cracked the code. Finally, a protein bar that actually is not just good for you and doesn't screw up your diet, but it's delicious. It's not something you can just tolerate. It's something you can look forward to. And right now, you can get your Built Bars even faster because you don't have to type the last part of Built Bar. That B-A-R, man. Oh.
Slow down your day.
Yeah. Sometimes it took half an hour to type out. Half an hour, 45 minutes, something
you
like that.
might have an issue.
Really? You think?
Half hour?
Yeah, maybe 45 minutes tops.
Wow, okay.
Certainly no more than an hour and a half.
To type
out the B-A-R.
B-A-R?
Yeah, because where can you find a B, an A, and an R on a keyboard? It's really hard. But go to Built.com now. Use the promo code PAT15. You'll get 15% off your first order. Promo code PAT15 for 15% off at Built.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Here's how scared people are. on the Delta variant.
Oh, no.
And they forgot the Delta Plus, too, because not only do we have the Delta variant, we have the Delta Plus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
30% fewer cavities than the Delta variant. And it still tastes just as good. So
the 4 out of 5 dentists choose the Delta Plus?
I think it's 7 out of 8 in this particular case. Yeah.
7 out of 8?
Yeah, the 8th one just said, "Nah, I hope you get COVID." So
what a jerk.
Yeah, he's a douchebag. I think they kicked him out of the survey after that.
Oh, my.
But they already had his vote, so they couldn't, it'd be false advertising if they didn't put him in there.
Sure would be.
Anyway, here's how people are rushing out to get tested for the Delta variant.
Oh, it's in Seattle, huh?
In Seattle, they've got, look at that crowd. And the workers fast asleep.
This guy is just taking a nap.
How great is that?
That is awesome.
That's how concerned people are, though.
I mean, freaked out.
They can't get there fast enough to be tested.
That's funny.
In Paris, diners are proving that they're vaccinated. They're actually testing their customers. Look at this.
Well, yeah. Remember the court ruled.
Yeah.
You can. We gotta make sure you're allowed to be here eating. Let me check here with my scanner thing.
Checking their iPhones.
The police going into restaurants.
Ease.
Nope.
Coming soon to a country near you.
New York City.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, New York is already doing it.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well,
and I guess
September 13th. Yeah.
Is it just? Are they doing it digitally, or do you have to carry around papers?
It's going to be digitally, I believe. I believe it's going to be a digital because he calls it your what do you call it? Your pass, your key to the city.
Yeah.
Stupid. Shut up.
Yeah. So if you want to go to any event, Broadway plays, restaurants, if you want to go to the Yankees or the Mets or see the Giants or Jets, you have to have your passport.
Oh.
It's madness.
It is. And now you've got restaurant owners saying, we're not the police. The police said, we're not going to enforce this. That's what they told the restaurant owners, but you guys need to. And the restaurant owners are like,
we're not
no.
police officers. Why would we? Why would you do that?
Not only that, but I've just survived a year and a half of a pandemic. I'm lucky to have a restaurant in the highest rent city in the world. And you're telling me I've got to be the policeman? Screw you.
Yeah. It's not right. It's not fair. I mean, the left made such a big deal out of it when employers were supposed to check ID to make sure you're a U.S. citizen. The employers aren't the police. They're not trained. They can't do this. They don't have time for that. Okay, so they couldn't check and be the police when it came to illegal immigration. But now they're expected to be the police when it comes to whether or not you've been vaccinated.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this goes with so many.
Wow.
They're against stop and frisk, right? And yet at the same time, you could just be minding your own business in a restaurant at a private business, and the same people that would be against stop and frisk are like, absolutely, show me your papers. Are you even allowed to be here? The world's, it's goodbye.
They're really doing the bidding of the government. NIH Director Francis Collins, listen to what he had to say about businesses enforcing this nonsense.
You say it's past time for people to get vaccinated. Is it time for more vaccine mandates?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's
George.
Obviously hot topic for me as a non-political person, as a physician, as a scientist. The compelling case for vaccines for everybody is right there in front of you. Just look at the data. And certainly I celebrate when I see businesses deciding that they're going to mandate that for their employees. And as a person who runs the National Institutes of Health with 45,000 employees and contractors, I am glad to see the president insisting that we go forward requiring vaccinations, or if people are unwilling to do that, then regular testing at least once or twice a week, which will be very inconvenient. Yeah, I think we ought to use every public health tool we can when people are dying. Death rates are starting up again, and you just went through the numbers about how many new cases we are seeing. We are on a very steep upswift of that curve, and we ought to be thinking of every possible intervention.
We really should. What I would say is I celebrate when I see one person going off the cliff and then the next person follows him right off that cliff. I love it when businesses do that. If everybody just does follow the leader and we just all drive off a cliff, I think that'll be a good thing. Because that's what it's like. Just because one business does it, everybody's supposed to follow and just go off the same cliff. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck. Eventually, people are going to tell you to shove it with your stupid vaccine mandate.
Well, you got the military now. That's going to be a requirement coming up real soon. And there is some precedent about, like, when they try to give him the anthrax thing, a guy won his court case, but they're saying this is going to be different because this is contagious.
And anthrax isn't contagious.
So that's going to be their loophole.
Okay. Well, let's see how many people are going to sign up for military service.
How many potential heroes are we going to miss out on? Good people that are like, screw that, I'm not getting this thing in me.
I don't want it. So if it's 30 or 40% of the population, you're going to lose 30 or 40% of your recruits. Do you want that? I mean, it's tough enough to get great people to want to do this because it's a hard job. And oftentimes it's a thankless job. And it's not big money, but you need a certain kind of person to go do this. And if that person doesn't feel like getting vaccinated for whatever reason, religious or scientific, or they just don't want to, they're concerned about what might be in there. And, there's a lot of people saying, we've got some experts today that have talked about where this vaccine winds up in your body, what it does to your organs. And maybe they're listening to some of that and factoring that in to the equation. So they can't serve their country as a result?
Yeah, they're saying,
good luck with that.
Yeah, they're saying people that are enlisted now and refuse it, it's very likely not going to end well for them, their military career, if they want to get out now.
They've kind of said they'll be dishonorably discharged.
Yep.
Wow.
Good times, right?
Yeah, good times. And more of them coming up on Pat Gray Unleashed. Do you know that yesterday, the President's Day ended at noon? He did something at 10 in the morning, and then they called it a day at noon.
Put a lid on it at noon.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's bumming it.
Oh, my.
What does that tell you? They do this all the time. He's up in Wilmington, Delaware, at home. I wonder why. One more time. I mean, he goes there all the time.
Is it easier to get in-home care there
I'm sure.
in D.C.?
I'm sure you've got less prying eyes and you have less people to talk about what situation, what kind of shape you're in. And so when you're calling it a day, as President of the United States at noon, something's wrong. And he's done that multiple times. He's called it a day at 9 a.m. before. I'm telling you, when this all unravels, somebody needs to be held accountable for perpetuating this despicable hoax on the United States of America. History will not look kindly on abusing a mentally deficient elderly man and allowing America to be led by somebody so incapacitated. It is just unconscionable what they're doing. And his wife, Lady Jill McBiden, is the worst, I think, of them all, because she supposedly loves him. And she's, from the beginning, pushed him hard to keep going. You remember that interview she did with, was it Jake Tapper? Yeah, it was Jake Tapper. And Tapper brought up, his gaffes. What? And she just shut him down immediately.
Don't go there.
Don't go there. Mm-hmm. Don't go there. I'm not even going to go there. You're not going to go there? No. Okay, so he didn't. Are you kidding me? And why? Because she knows what she's doing. She knows that she's pushing him down a road that he's incapable of traveling. And these chickens will come home to roost soon. And then somebody better be held accountable for it. And it won't be just Dr. Jill McBiden, Lady McBiden. It'll be, other advisors, other people around him. It has to be because they all are in on it. They all know it. They're all in on it, and they all keep it going.
And our country is what suffers.
It's treason. It's just flat out treason. These people are traitors to this nation. Because how can this man interact with people like Vladimir Putin? He can't. Even Emmanuel Macron, he can't. He wants to get together with Trudeau. He can't. You notice there's not a whole lot of meetings of heads of state with Joe Biden because he's incapable of doing it.
Boy, I think back often to that hours-long meeting with Putin. Remember that? They got together, they went inside that place.
I think it was 4 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was something like that. And what happened in there?
Phew.
What did we give up?
I shudder to think. 888-900-3393. All right, let's go to Dan in Virginia. Hey, Dan, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, Pat.
Hey.
Thanks for taking my call.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this vaccine thing with the military reminds me of them forcing me to take the anthrax back in 2000. And I did a lot of research back then, did everything I could to get out of it, reached out to my congressman who was of no help because they basically had no authority or power in that decision.
Yeah.
But President Clinton at the time had released an executive order 13139. And it has a nice title, of course, because that's what Democrats do. Improving health protection of military personnel participating in particular military operations.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Now, I believe this is what they're going to use to require our active duty members to take the COVID vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
But in Section 2, Paragraph B, it discusses what they call an investigational drug, and it's basically any drug that's unapproved for its intended use. So, of course, we know this one's not approved yet.
Mm-hmm.
But that's in Section A. I'm sorry, Section 2, Paragraph A. And Paragraph B, it specifies that can be required for deploying personnel and deploying personnel only.
Mm.
Now, I was headed to the Middle East when they gave it to me, and so I'm no lawyer. I'm not a JAG, but I think that is what can get a service member out. Now, they can't just go say, I'm not going to take it because executive order says it. They got to tie in the legal community, but I think that's their out. Is if they're not being deployed, I don't think that they have a leg to stand on.
Can they make the case that eventually they may be deployed, and that's how they force them into it?
Well, it says may be administered to provide potential protection for the health and well-being of deployed military personnel to ensure the success of the military operation.
Yeah.
So it sounds very specific to me, but once again, a lawyer can divide that sentence up in 67 different ways and come up with 47 different meanings.
Yeah.
But the way I read it, I think it may be, but I'm not. Once again, I'm not telling any of our service members to go in there and tell them I'm not taking it because I've got this executive order, because it may bite them in the behind. I didn't want to take the anthrax. My wife had just been diagnosed with melanoma, and I wasn't going to lose my health insurance benefits and get kicked out because of not taking the vaccine. Yeah. I do happen to have an autoimmune disorder now. I'm in the process of figuring out what it is.
Wow.
I don't know if it's from the anthrax vaccine, but it could be.
Exactly right. Appreciate it, Dan. Thanks for your service, by the way. Is your wife? And we lost him. It's unconscionable that the military is doing this. It should not be putting our men and women, the best and brightest among us, through this, and making them, forcing them to make that decision. Do I want to stay in the military, or do I just want to leave? And it may not be, a good parting, because if they discharge you dishonorably, then you don't get your benefits. That really sucks. If you have a lot invested in the military, a lot of time and effort, you've sacrificed for years, and then you lose all your benefits, wow. Not a good situation.
No.
Robert in Florida. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good, doing good. Thanks for asking. You really concerned, or you just making small talk?
Not really. If
okay.
Jesse was there, I'd probably be concerned.
Sure.
Hey, hey, I just want to let you guys know my wife's been up at the hospital now for about 8 years here in Florida, and she's been getting emails that they're saying not yet, but they might mandate the vaccine, and she was just tested positive this weekend for COVID. You know, everybody's masked up there. You know, she's been with 3 COVID patients, and they just recently found out she had COVID. But we had that discussion. You know, she's not going to take the vaccine, so we're going to be out about $50,000 a year, and it goes a lot to what Rand Paul said. So I had discussed with her, you know, find out how many people up there are unvaccinated, and it was fighting tooth and nail to figure that out. They didn't want to give the information, but she found out 40%.
Wow.
Up at the hospital's unvaccinated.
Wow.
And, you know, if you guys listen to Steve Deace, you know, get together. You can get everybody together at a 40% rate, they lose. There's no way the hospital's going to lose 40% of their staff.
Yeah, but you're right. They all have to stick together. They've all got to agree to it. If you get 2 or 3 people that say, "Yeah, well, we're with you," that's not going to do it. That won't cut it.
No, and I had told her she's worked for a separate company up at the hospital because she's a therapist, and including her now, 2 of the 6 people on her floor that tested positive for COVID have been fully vaccinated or unvaccinated. 4 of the 6 have been fully vaccinated.
Wow. So how severe is her case of COVID?
Oh, well, she's got like a mild fever, and she's playing hooky from work.
Yeah.
Because she's allowed to.
Yeah.
I got 3 kids. They're all talking about being a little lightheaded. We're all in the same household, so there's no way you're not going to spread it to them.
Right.
And I'm down here in Florida, and I'm still out mowing yards. So,
wow.
It's you know, I got a cough and everything, but my test was negative. We did one of those in-home tests. My test was negative, but the doctor said the viral load could be low enough to where it ain't going to test positive.
Yeah, right. Yep. That's the problem with those home tests. I think that's a problem with the rapid test too. They sometimes give you false negatives, but appreciate the call. Thanks, Robert. Hope that works out for you guys. Maybe somebody in the hospital administration will come to their senses. Yeah, but probably not. So it seems like people are going the opposite direction right now, doesn't it?
Oh,
yeah, it just kind of seems that way.
It's non-recoverable at this point.
Jeez. Here's how weird and crazy this world is. You know, the Olympics just ended on Sunday. And the Olympic Committee is doing some bizarre things. Absolutely bizarre. The Russian thing is beyond me. I don't understand how you're punishing them by just calling them. You've added Olympic Committee to the name of the team, of Team Russia. It's the Team Russian Olympic Committee. Oh, wow. What a punishment.
Okie doke.
Wow. Okay. Then they had this little incident where the gold medal winner.
I forgot who sent this to me. Yeah, I think it was Perfect Fit.
Perfect Fit,
yeah,
yes.
AR, okay, cool. Yeah, so this is a judo gold medal match, okay?
Yep.
So you're going to see the guys. Go ahead and play this, okay? So.
Comedy of Saudi Arabia in red.
So Saudi Arabia, black dude there.
Champion.
Boom!
Game over.
Boom!
Knocked him out. That's the gold medal, baby.
With 2:01
the Iranian's like, I don't know where I am. Wait, what's happening?
And he won. No, wait.
You are disqualified. Look at that. Get
For
out.
what?
Get out.
Yeah.
You're
so
out.
I'm sorry, what?
That his kick was too hard.
Listen to this.
And as a result of that, even being incapacitated, Ganja Day will win this match. And
His
win the
kick
Are
was,
you kidding me?
Quote, too hard. We're in hell.
That is amazing.
His kick
was too hard. He was too good in this match.
The Iranian guy leaned into him, by the way.
Watch this again. Because, I mean, he kicked him hard.
comedy of.
And by the way, if we had played this whole thing, Pat, judo, I've never taken a moment to watch.
A huge kick.
Oh, and I think he knocked him out.
Ganjude
There
goes
was a
down.
lot of dancing and
All
stuff.
right, that's enough.
201.
Is there a rule that you can't kick them hard enough? Is there a hardness, intensity kick rule? I'm sorry, yes, you can kick them in the head, but you have to kick them in the head softly. All right? You can punch them in the stomach, but you can't knock the wind out of them.
They removed that guy on a stretcher with an oxygen mask, and he won the gold.
Oh, my gosh. You can kick him in the leg, but you can't leave a bruise.
Boy, that's a tough sport right there.
That's a tough sport.
How do you do that?
Gotta be. They removed the gold medal from that guy and gave it to the other guy because he kicked him too hard.
An unchecked attack?
Wow.
Again, Iranian dude was leaning into him. I don't understand the rules at all. Wow. And what we just saw there was the full gamut of my experience with judo. So obviously I have no idea what I'm talking about. But what a stupid sport if you can kick someone too hard.
Maybe somebody can clarify that for us. Is there a rule that you can't kick hard?
Yeah, that match, though, the clip that I watched was about 5 minutes long. And it was just they were dancing around and stuff. I mean, it's pretty energetic. So it's entertaining, but it's ultimately stupid if you can be disqualified for kicking someone too hard.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow.
We're in the wrong world, man. Wrong dimension.
That's a lot like the NFL thing with the quarterbacks. You tackled him too hard. You landed on him. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I wrapped my arms around him like you're supposed to do, and I tackled him. Where am I supposed to land?
Well, you're supposed to set him on one of the 300 mattresses we have available to you on the 100 yards here.
I got to bring it with me.
Yes.
And line up with the mattress on my back.
Yes.
Then I have to flip it around and put it behind the quarterback as I'm tackling him.
Correct. And if the quarterback's head is hanging off, even the slightest, off of the mattress, hit the showers.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. It's a 50-yard penalty now, and you're disqualified from ever playing again.
Wait, I never get to play football again if the quarterback's head doesn't land perfectly on the mattress?
Yes.
Well, that sucks.
And in judo, you can't kick people too hard. Now, if you kick them too soft, you won't get the point. But if you can't kick them too hard. You know, that's like the Papa Bear. Then there's the Mama Bear, where you kick them too soft and you don't get the point. You have to kick him like the Baby Bear, just right. You have to kick him just right.
3 points. Baby Bear kick. Red.
I've never seen or heard such a thing in my life.
Me either.
Wow. Okay, let me tell you about Keeps. You got a million reasons to be stressed out these days, right? Stressing out about your male pattern baldness, your receding hairline, that doesn't have to be one of the things you're stressed out about. The good news is Keeps can help you. Keeps offers the same doctor-recommended, generic, FDA-approved hair loss treatment, but they are the generic versions. So you don't pay even half as much as with the brand names. It's a great deal. And you're also going to love the fact that you don't have to go anywhere to do this. You just do it online. You just answer a few questions, post a few pictures of your hair, then a licensed doctor goes over all the info and will recommend the right hair loss treatment for you. And you can check in with them anytime. Anytime. They're available to you 24/7. And if you got any questions about what's going on, they can help. Go to keeps.com/Pat, KEEPS.com/Pat. Get 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/Pat.
The Blaze Radio Network.
With some tweets here, extra white tweets. Do Democrats wake up every day and ask themselves what they can destroy, or are they just natural destroyers? Maybe a little of both.
Instinct.
Yeah. I think a little both. Because I do think they seek things out. And, like the U.S. Constitution, they seek that to destroy it. Alexandria Go tweets, the Kevlar vest for COVID surprisingly turned out to be a mesh half shirt. Gen X Mallrat, after that TikTok video, is it possible to degrade the White House any further than what we just witnessed? Yeah, with this guy, do we have him handy where we can?
One sec. Democracy's calling. See you, Daddy. Bye.
See you,
Hi,
Daddy.
my name is Cooper, and this is a day in my life as a White House intern.
Oh, no. Do we have to live this
And the
way
nails.
again?
The nails.
Hey,
Nice
everyone.
outfit.
Usually I start off with a big coffee.
That's not a reusable
Hey, Jenny, I booked you a nail appointment, love.
Yeah, I didn't tell you to do that.
It's called Initiative.
Okay, got
Hi,
it.
White
I
House.
got it. All right.
Take me back.
Wow.
District 12.
Why not just open the clown car and let them run the country? Oh, wait. Yeah, we sort of already have. Hippie Patriot tweets, our White House is a mixture of the Hunger Games and Weekend at Bernie's.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very true. Absolutely.
And this hurts.
True. It does.
We are what? Not even 7 months into the 48-month ride.
Ouch. Dope. So we have 41 left? If I'm to do the math correctly there?
In 10 days.
Pathead Joplin Steve. What?
Sorry, I was doing math.
Okay.
40. So 40
Pathead Joplin Steve sent us this: the 500 greatest albums of all time, a recurring opinion survey and music ranking of the finest albums in history, compiled by Rolling Stone. It's based on weighted votes from selected musicians, critics, and industry figures. The first list was published in a special issue of the magazine in 2003, a related one in 2005. I think they've done it several times even since then.
Yeah. In fact, if you go to rollingstone.com, not that you would want to, they have updated it as recently as September of last year.
Critics have accused the lists of lending disproportionate weight to artists of particular races and genders. In the original list, most of the selections were albums by white male rock musicians. It is a rock magazine, so you would expect rock musicians to be featured prominently. I don't know. I was just glancing at the list, and it includes a lot of atypical bands you wouldn't necessarily think are Rolling Stone friendly. Like, let's see, at number 500, Arcade Fire.
Oh, Arcade Fire, yeah. But that's not even their
Number
best
500.
album. I mean,
Okay.
it's the stupidest thing to have. Okay.
Rufus, Shaka Khan, Ask Rufus is number 499. Well, there's one right there. Let's see. I don't know who these people are. Then you got Shakira, who's not a white guy. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Not
Boys to Men?
Not rock either.
Boys to Men? Come on now. Come on. Don't give me that. But, you know, the top position was, of course, held by the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And that's only because they're white. Nobody really likes that album or the Beatles. Am I right? Who's with me on that? It's just because there are 4 white guys. And for the record, Keith has gone over this with a fine-tooth comb. Boston's debut album is nowhere on the list.
Nowhere on the list.
Out of 500 albums, it's not in the top 500.
That
really
is
Come on.
appalling.
It really is.
I mean, that is
a travesty. It's a sham. It's a mockery. It's a Travis Shamockery is what that is. Crazy. There's a lot of people I've never even heard of on this list. Let me see.
It's bad, dude.
Suicide by Red Star. I don't know them at all. You ever heard of Red Star, the band?
Mm-mm. I'm just scrolling through here. I'm seeing Beyonce, Amy Winehouse, Stevie Wonder. Are these rock albums? What are we doing here?
Yeah, right. What are we doing? Exactly.
Dr. Dre's on here.
Wow. John Mayer.
Okay.
Ick.
Are these rock? Are these greatest album? What is the official? Maybe it's just best albums. I don't know. But you're right. You're a rock and roll magazine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, stay in your lane.
Mm-hmm. 500 greatest albums of all time. So it doesn't say rock.
Okay.
It doesn't really differentiate.
All right. Well, but still. Oversights here.
Come on. Boston belongs. I'll bet you no Foreigner either. You should Control X or Control. What is it? Control
F. Find.
Yeah, right. Makes sense. Control F, Foreigner as well. And see
Well, they're not in the top 50. Tell you that.
No surprise there.
It's so annoying the way they have this set up. You have to click on 50 of them at a time and then let it load.
It's obnoxious.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, the Connells not showing up on here. Ring.
No.
Yeah. Their greatest album, Ring, not making the list, which tells you it's a flawed set just to begin with.
No.
Right? So I'm glad you're with me on this.
Definitely.
Right?
Selena, Amor Prohibido is on there.
Totally.
Which is one of my favorites.
Sniff,
Certainly.
sniff.
Love it. Howlin' Wolf, Moanin' in the Moonlight. Sparks, Kimono My House.
What? Kimono My House?
Kimono My House. Yeah. Big Star, #1 record. Never heard of it. Okay. Wow. I mean, there's a lot here.
Foreigner definitely not in the top 150, I can confirm.
Pat Gray.
Pat Gray is here, and he's unleashed.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Got some tweets. Jimmy Dimples, alternate job market, and now we need an alternate defense force. Because you have to have the vaccinated and unvaccinated. Why don't we just make an alternate nation for us deplorables and be done with it? Kind of starting to feel that way, isn't it?
Boy, we're definitely alternate universe, aren't we?
Swank Think tweets, if you win a race, this is concerning the karate champion, no, judo. It was the judo championship. It was the gold medal match, and the guy from Saudi Arabia kicked his opponent in the head, knocked him out. He kicked him too hard, so he lost the gold medal. Unreal. If you win a race by more than 2 seconds, you're disqualified. You ran too fast. It wasn't fair to the opposition.
Good stuff.
Iota of a pathead. Biden can call it a day whenever he wants because he's not actually running the country anyway. He's the political equivalent of a retiree greeting people at Walmart.
Nice job.
The greeter-in-chief.
The greeter, yes! Greeter-in-chief.
Welcome to Walmart. How's your day been going so far? The pudding is in aisle 4.
Save me some.
Just if you make me some. Then where are my pants?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hold on, that'd be dangerous having him as a Walmart greeter because he'd have an excuse to approach the kids, give them
Oh,
stickers, and say, "Hey, you want this little sticker? You got to come over here and let me sniff you." Ugh. Gosh.
From Rants Out Loud, we went from a president who doesn't take a salary to a president who can't even punch a time clock and go to work. Right? Or is Trump still president?
What now?
And I ask that because we have Pastor Jeff Jansen, who you might remember prophesied that Trump would be back in office by April. Is it April yet? Oh, yeah, it is. It's past April. So then he moved the date to June. So when June comes... No, wait. Okay, so we're past that.
Yeah, we're past June.
Now he insists... Well, check it out. Here's what he says.
God has not forgotten. There are many that are still standing on the premise of what's happening with President Trump. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact that he has already been inaugurated.
Oh, wow.
What? Okay.
And I guess I can share that there was a general that was March the 4th, 2021, March the 4th, where he was actually sworn in as the 19th president of the new reformed republic of the United States, going back to 1851, when everything was traded away in our nation. Don't have the time to get into that.
No.
But, I do want to say this, because people get so caught up with, oh, Jeff, you said by spring we'd be dancing in the streets. That's right, I did say by spring we'd be dancing in the streets. I did say that President Trump would be president and is president, and he is president. But you need to understand something as well. We need to understand that when the word of the Lord comes to a prophet, the prophet speaks the word of the Lord. Things can shift. Not the goalpost. People say, well, you're shifting the goalpost. I'm not shifting the goalpost.
What are you shifting then?
Wow,
that is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
That is not good. And by the way, if Trump's been president since March 4th, he's not doing a good job.
He's
okay?
not. Well, he's the 19th president of the new something or other.
I can't find any reference to this at all online.
There have been 18 prior presidents to the new...
Yeah, this is the new Reformed Republic.
Reformed Republic?
Yes, sir. Do you have a problem with that?
Well, my problem is it doesn't exist. But that's my only problem with it. It's not real. And He's apparently living in some kind of fantasy land.
Honestly,
but good for him.
I put in quotes New Reform Republic. There's nothing online.
Really?
Nothing. It's so weird. Like not even like a fringe, like those tripod websites or whatever they were called. You would create a website.
But why
tripod.
not? You know what he's doing? He's doing what the left does. They just deny reality and just say, yeah, climate change is killing us. And there's hundreds of millions of refugees from climate refugees. Where? The climate is so bad that there's catastrophic climate change going on right now. Where? So all you have to do is say, yeah, I did predict that Donald Trump would be in office. And in fact, he is. He was inaugurated on August or March 4th.
March 4th. Yeah.
March 4th.
That was the old date. Remember that?
Yeah.
And they changed it.
And so I did celebrate in the streets. So that prophecy came true, too. I danced all over the place on March 4th when Trump was inaugurated. The 19th president of the new reformed republic.
A general swore him in?
Yeah.
A general.
Well, that's what happens, I guess, in the new reformed republic.
Oh.
It's the general's job.
Oh, hang on a second. So there's an ED at the end of reform? Oh, no wonder nothing came up in quotes. Hang on. New Reformed Republic.
Uh-huh. And do we have that? Is there stuff?
That's going to be a no.
Wow, weird. Huh.
Boy, this guy isn't...
He's not very good.
He's got a different Google, too. Weird.
So he's got an alternate country and an alternate internet.
I want to live in that guy's world.
Good for him. That's great. Climate change is back, and this time it's pissed. And they are really pushing this IPCC report because it's code red for humanity right now. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Is it really?
Yeah. The report came out that humanity's damaging impact on the climate is a, quote, statement of fact, unquote. The report says that ongoing emissions of warming gases could also see a key temperature limit broken in just over a decade.
Oh.
It could happen. Now, here's the thing. They are so wrong so often. In fact, all the time. Their models have always been wrong. In fact, they just went back and tried to fit their models into what actually happened, and they still couldn't do it. It still didn't match up. They're so bad that they can't even get it right from the past.
Right, and that was bad timing by them perpetuating this hoax. At the same time they started this is when the internet started. And so what you can do is you can go back and look up stuff and see how wrong they've been.
You can.
They've missed dates by miles. I mean, it's just how...
it's ridiculous.
How are people listening to
I don't know. The authors also show that a rise in sea levels approaching 2 meters. So I don't know if that's 2 inches, 200 feet. I don't know what that is. There's no way to tell.
It's catastrophic is what it is.
But it's coming by the end of this century. It can't be ruled out. Well, monkeys flying out my butt can't be ruled out either.
Oh.
I'm just saying it's
You want to take that bet?
It's unlikely, but I can't rule it out.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
Today's IPCC Working Group 1 report is a code red for humanity, according to Antonio Guterres, the UN Secretary General.
Oh, boy. The headlines that poured out around the world after this announcement was made, they had them ready. I mean, look at that. Look at these things, man. Listen to these scary.
Climate change. IPCC report is code red for humanity.
All right, what else we got?
Time is running out to avert climate catastrophe.
Oh, yeah. I thought it's been doing that, though.
Some devastating impacts of global warming are now unavoidable.
Oh.
A major UN scientific report found.
Well, then let's not change if it's unavoidable.
Harrowing new UN report finds humans are the unequivocal cause of climate change.
Yeah. Yep, there you go. I mean, the key line in that whole story there in front of you is how it's like a 43-page document, and it's getting delivered to governments around the world as like how to make policy. So, this is here's, put your rubber stamp on it, whatever you do in your country to make this a reality so that we can bring third world status to the entire planet.
They're working on it. They say if we combine forces now, we can avert climate catastrophe. But as today's report makes clear, there's no time for delay and no room for excuses. I count on government leaders and all stakeholders to ensure COP26 is a success. So the climate, what does COP stand for?
That's coming up in a few months, I think. They're having a big climate get-together gathering. I think that's what that is.
Again? Geez, they do that all the time.
Yeah, they fly around quite a bit polluting the skies.
Yeah.
So they can get together and talk about how we shouldn't pollute the skies. And as many of your listeners and audience members point out, the climate lockdowns are coming.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna lock down our society. We've already fallen for it once with COVID, and now they're gonna say, "Oh, it's an emergency. We got to lock this down." In fact, they'll probably do it a continent at a time. What do you think? Look, it's your turn to stay home. Remember how like cities will say, "Hey, you should only work 4 days a week to lessen the pollution here in Atlanta," or something like that.
They loved the lockdown because it helped the climate so much, but that was just temporary. So
I mean, the wealth redistribution is already well underway.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In strong, confident tones, the IPCC's document says it is unequivocal that human influence has warmed the atmosphere, oceans, and land. They don't know a single thing. You know, did we talk about the report a couple of weeks ago? I think we just briefly mentioned it, where the CO2 that's released, two-thirds of it is incorporated back into the ocean and goes underneath the tectonic plates, and the Earth sucks it back up. Two-thirds of it.
Yeah, so it's like polluting itself, or
it's healing itself. As we've said a million times, that's what the Earth does. And they had no idea until 2 weeks ago when the report came out.
But the science has been settled, Pat.
But the science is settled. Right, and we're supposed to believe every other thing that they said that have also been false.
I'm so glad you brought that up because
two-thirds.
Yeah,
come on.
Leave the planet alone; it'll take care of itself.
Yes.
But here's the. I'm glad you mentioned that. It reminded me. I printed this up. Greenland. Okay, so August 8th, so 2 days ago, enough ice was gained on a single day that would have buried Central Park, New York City, under 682 meters, which is 2,238 feet. I'll take their word for it, of ice on August 8th. A record gain during the summer melt season. I'll say again, 2,238 feet worth of ice would have buried Central Park on the amount of ice that was created just 2 days ago in Greenland during the summer melt season. This is happening.
My gosh! It's crazy. It's absolutely unbelievable. And we were just expected to swallow it anyway.
And your kids in Oregon especially, right?
Problem.
Where you can't read, or you don't have to prove that you can read or write or do math.
Yeah.
But they're graduating knowing that the earth is on fire and we must do something to save humanity.
And we must act now because it's already too late. So we have to act now.
Right? I mean, remember that? It's unavoidable. We've already done damage that's unavoidable. Well, at this point,
then leave it alone.
Eat, drink, and be merry. Let's just go the full tilt here and destroy the planet if we're already unavoidable damage being done.
Yeah, let's just see what happens. Let's take a chance.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. How I would love that. And you've got some climate catastrophists that have defected to our side, and they don't think that global warming isn't happening. They don't think necessarily that even man is causing some of it or even much of it. But man's not causing all of it. But what they're saying is it's not catastrophic like these alarmists are saying. They're just trying to be reasonable and pull back on the reins a little bit and say this discussion has gotten completely out of control. And there is no such thing as extinction in 8 years that they're trying to promote. That is not a thing. And they even went to the people who supposedly said it at the IPCC,
right?
And they denied saying it. They've never said anything like that.
Yeah, AOC was out pushing that, right? She was the one that said, "Oh, we're going to die."
Yes. But, I mean, she thought she was going to be raped, too.
Sorry?
Despite the fact that she was 2 buildings away from the Capitol building, she thought that the mob was going to rape her. I guess rape her remotely. I don't know how that was going to happen. But Miss Green New Deal was talking about that again.
Well, that impact was so doubled that day is because of the misogyny and the racism that is so deeply rooted and animated that attack on the Capitol. You know, white supremacy and patriarchy are very linked in a lot of ways. There's a lot of sexualizing of that violence. I didn't think that I was just going to be killed. I thought other things were going to happen to me as well.
So what sounds like what you're telling me right now is that you didn't only think that you were going to die, you thought you were going to be raped.
Yeah. I thought I was.
Yeah, she thought she was. Even though she wasn't there. Even though nobody was knocking on her. Well, somebody did come and knock on her door. It was security. And they were saying, "Are you there? Are you okay? Are you in there? Are you in there?" So that's why she thought she was going to be raped, because somebody asked if she was in there. And it was security asking if she was in there. Congresswoman Cortez, are you in there? Are you okay?
And they probably announced themselves, too.
They probably did.
Security.
You know they did. Of course they did.
And I love the graphic on CNN. Apparently, is that going to be a show or what? It's called Being AOC. Did you see that in the bottom corner?
No.
Oh, boy.
I think they're doing a documentary on her, though.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's what we need, an AOC documentary. By the way, Ashley Babbitt's family, speaking of January 6th, is filing a $10 million wrongful death suit against the U.S. Capitol Police. Their attorney says she was ambushed by the officer who shot her and was given no warning or verbal command. And if you watch the videos and the still shots,
it sure looks like that's the case.
Looks like a gun just sneaking out and taking aim with no warning is what it looks like. Yep.
Another thing, why won't the government release Officer Fanone's body cam footage? This is the guy that's on CNN all the time. I mean, it's like he's moved in to CNN Atlanta. You know, the guy with the beard, and he is so distraught at what happened. He claims he was nearly killed. He was nearly beaten to death. He was beaten unconscious, and he thought he was going to die. Okay. Show us that footage.
Oh, wow.
Why won't they release his body cam footage? They've blocked it. Instead of releasing it to show how despicable the crowd was, why wouldn't they do that? If it backs up what you're saying about 1-6, then show it to us, but they won't. They're keeping that from the American people and 14,000 hours of other footage that they won't release.
Yeah.
Why? You know, if it benefited them, it'd be all over the place.
He's got a lot of quotes of stuff that apparently rioters told him.
Yeah.
While they beat him. And I would love to see that video too, you know?
Right. Let's see it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I wish they would have killed all you scumbags, because all you people are scum. You know they stole the election from Trump, you scumbag.
What?
Yeah. So
okay.
So I want to see this video.
So that's people on the right who have a natural hatred for police officers. Come on now. Come on. That's unbelievable. You know, that could have been Antifa. I would believe that Antifa people who infiltrated that crowd, and we know they did because there's video evidence of it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was some of them. I don't know. But they will not release the footage from his body cam. Huh. Well, that's fascinating. Why don't you prove what he says is true? What is the holdup on the 14,000 other hours of video footage you supposedly have of that dark day that was the worst day since the Civil War in the United States of America? That, I guess, supersedes 9/11 and World War II, World War I, Pearl Harbor. That's a pretty devastating day. And you would think if you had footage backing up your statements, you would show it. For some reason, they're not.
Huh.
Fascinating to me. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why they won't do that. All I can assume is it doesn't back up what they're saying.
And it doesn't serve their ultimate goal, which is more control and more power and more locking down of your freedoms.
Absolutely. And that's what they keep trying to do. So I'd say we demand that footage be released and shown to us. Go ahead, put it on CNN, put it on Fox News. Let's see how diabolical these people were.
In this day and time, with the magic of the internet, what's to stop the Congress from just making a database that Americans can go watch?
Right.
Look, here's the East camera for 10 hours that day. Here's the put it up there. Let us decide for ourselves.
Right. You could easily do that. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Portland police can't find recruits for the revived gun violence division. This is the division that last year they terminated because, we were on a defund the police kick. And now they're trying to put it back together because shootings have gone up. Crime has gone up.
In Portland?
347%, I think the figure was.
Portland, Oregon.
Oregon.
The beautiful town.
Yeah. And it is, at least it used to be, a beautiful town. Maybe not so much now, but they can't find anybody to put on their revived gun violence department.
Well, do they need anybody to help crack down on crime there? When you have a lovely park there that Christian groups can gather and hang out and support, like Pastor Artur from Calgary, right? That's a great place to hang out, right?
That went really well. Do we have that?
Yeah, what happened there?
The video evidence of how well that went.
Oh.
Here it is.
Oh. Antifa shows up, and they don't like being prayed for, apparently. And this is Portland, Oregon, USA.
No.
Oh, they're just going to get in their face. That's it. That's all that's going to happen. They're not going to do anything else, right?
We're good.
Wait, now she's
no reason for it.
All cops are
Why?
bastards.
Why are you acting like that?
Amen.
So Antifa takes over the microphone, mocks the Lord and police, and starts trashing it, the speakers, the microphones, and all the equipment, because that's Portland, Oregon, USA.
By the way, police did not intervene here.
And there we go. Now we're spraying. Look at this, knocking stuff over.
Oh, now they're destroying their property.
Yep.
My gosh.
Portland, Oregon.
It's unbelievable.
USA. Can't even have a quiet Christian gathering in a park.
Sad that nobody really kind of stands up to them.
No, but there's a lot of...
That's too bad.
A lot of video footage, though.
Yeah. And there's Antifa for you. That's but they're not. It doesn't even exist. It's a theory.
Thank you.
It's a state of mind.
Who was that, Nadler?
Yeah, was it Nadler? I think it was. So the gun violence reduction team, which the city council voted to disband last year amid social justice protests, that because there was criticism that the group disproportionately targeted people of color. It's been reborn. It's been rebranded as the Focused Initiative Team. The new unit aims to reduce violent crime while working with a citizen advisory board comprised of 11 community members to identify and dismantle institutional and systemic racism in the Bureau's responses to gun violence. Of the 14 vacancies on the task force, only 4 police personnel indicated willingness to join. Why? Because they're fed up. They know they're not going to be supported. They know that that they're going to be attacked by the same people who are running the city, and it's just not worth it to them.
Well,
why would you sign up for it?
Obviously, they're already doing a great job of reducing violent crime.
Well, yeah, you see what's going on
there.
Everything's pristine in Portland. They should call it pristine Portland. Just add that word because it's so appropriate for them.
Call the Chamber of Commerce when you get done here.
I will. All right, 888-900-3393. Use that number tomorrow, and we'll talk to you then on Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.